So let's have a look at a few rules to follow when we're drawing cars. Don't start with this. I've put a cross there. Not this is particularly wrong, but it's harder to be drawing perspective and scale and getting vanishing points to start with. These are not particularly good drawings of cars anyway. The dimensions or proportions are kind of out a bit, and I'd need some work on it. But this car is better proportioned. Okay, so this is 35mm across the width. You've kind of got 25mm going up. This is not for every single car, but it works for most cars if you're painting and drawing head on. So we say a third wider. The width from there to there needs to be wider than the top. So if we were to look at that as a box, for example, so if we were going to draw the proportions of a car, you can see just under here, this is not tracing paper, but we've got the sort of rough tops and the rough bottoms and the side. So if that's a box, you can see that it's slightly wider, up to about a third wider. Okay, and that's where your windscreen would come. The bonnet kind of normally comes down to about here, so it would curve here, start to pop in the windscreen into here, perhaps a registration plate there, more of the car here on the base of it, tyres coming in here, bring in a shadow that helps, wing mirrors. Before you know it, you've kind of got yourself the rough kind of shape. Okay, so you can see that, and you can look at the specifics on different cars where their windshields go are kind of rounded, or just how all of that is working really. The more you mess with it, the better it's going to get. Key thing is the shadows, so you need to make sure that they're working. The tyres obviously anchored to the ground. Okay, so it's about getting the right proportion to start with, and obviously we can get rid of the box in there, but just for practicing sake, this is the way to start really. So here we are back to our original car there. So it's just practicing lots of different sketches to get that correct. And then if you're not going to go into any kind of detail, we're going to keep things nice and simple. Cars, it's best to just really keep them very simple when you come to paint them. So you have a choice, either a light windscreen and a much darker body, or the opposite way round. Okay, so that bearing that in mind, let's just pop in some of this blue mixture, ultramarine. Now we don't really need to worry too much about the lights in this. Let's just go for the whole thing and just have a look at the shape that we end up with based on our original. There we go. Just keep it really simple. Pop in the tyres, and then some shadow underneath, making sure that the shadow touches the tyres obviously. We normally get another little shadow in here. And that's how to do a car really, really quickly without too much fuss. If you're going to go darker in the body to lighter. We can fiddle around with this all day, but you get the idea. shadow's really important to lock it into into the road, really, into its reality. Okay, so I quite like these bleeding parts that are bleeding. I could be there all day fooling around with that. Anyway, have fun with it, experiment, remember to comment, and keep subscribing. See you again next time. Take care, hope that helped.